Hello everyone, this is the Kia EV5 with the big battery, 81 kilowatt hours, and we're doing a range test at 110 kilometers an hour now, because not everybody is driving 130, and maybe you can see this also as a mix between highway and country road. Like I said, 81 kilowatt hour battery, double LTP range is 530 kilometers. This car has front wheel drive, 160 kilowatt, and has 19-inch wheels on there, 235s. Has a heat pump, but we're gonna need the AC today. It's gonna get warm. So we're charging to 80% and then we go. I am on my way again, yeah! Now I'm driving 113 kilometers per hour since this speedometer 3 kilometers an hour off. Trip was reset automatically by the car. This is the trip after charging. We have 26 degrees out there. I charged to 80% like I said. It took as long as Kia says, and the charging power was also around that number. I have my AC driver only 22 degrees, and yes, and we're not gonna drive a full range test. I'm not gonna drive this car down to 10%. I wanna drive 2 hours around that. That's my plan. What's wrong with this guy here? Yeah, and as usual, after charging, over 1 kilowatt for battery cooling, because the battery has to be cooled after charging, even though in the end we charged with 56 kilowatt. I've used 10% of my battery and we drove 48 kilometers. That would mean full range of 480 kilometers, which most likely will go down. Interestingly is though, we drove 30 minutes and the battery is still being cooled with 1.3 kilowatt. And it's not like I'm using now a lot of power that I'm pushing. I'm driving a constant 113 and then sometimes I have to accelerate a bit and pass, but not bad. So I don't know why it has to cool the battery so strong. So, first turnaround point, and it's really busy. Holiday time, what is it, August 2nd? Another 5 weeks of holiday traffic, maybe 6 weeks. Since Bavaria starts their holidays this next week, so on Friday. And yeah, so I have to accelerate and pass a lot of times because otherwise I can't get by. I don't want to keep people like now. There are people behind me, so I want to get by people that are driving 105. And one thing that I noticed with this cruise control, I think the EV4 had that too. When you're driving too fast and then you get off the accelerator pedal, it takes very long, I'm getting off now, till you reach the desired speed. Still not now. Not even now. It takes a bit. But at 110, way less wind noise. Nice, it drives nice, comfortable. just today it's really, really busy. I can't wait to get to the next highway where there's way less traffic, but then we have to go back 30 kilometers then at the end and in through a construction zone. And then of course, and I say it all the time, so holiday traffic means people that are driving every day to work and back, and sometimes really take a bit further drive. They're suddenly driving hundreds of kilometers, and then on highways they're not used to. They come from other countries and they drive horrible. So lane changing without the light and without looking, and driving too slow and not accelerating onto the highway is, oh my God, horrible. I've used 25% of my battery, drove almost 115 kilometers. That would then be 260, 460. Now I have it. Oh my God. 460 kilometers, which is okay. Consumption is the same. And it is a bit higher because of my passing. I think without that, right now I have to. Without that, it would be at least down to 17 or something. It's just, I have to drive a bit faster to pass it, then I slow down again. No way around it. I turned around, navigating back to the charger, and it looks like it's taking really 110, because the time when I started navigation, 55 kilometers, was a bit over 30 minutes for 110. That's spot on. That's cool. It thinks I will arrive with 28%, 46 kilometers to go, which is so cool. Consumption is still around 18.1. And we're at 43%. It's so nice to be on this highway. There's less traffic. iX3 in this color, it's nice. I have mine in black that I tested, but the highway in 15 kilometers, I'm on the bad highway again, and then another 30 kilometers with a construction zone of 10 kilometers or so. Whippy! And there's one more thing I have to talk about when it comes to this cruise control speeding up and then it slows down very, very slowly. It's bad if you need it in a zone where there's a speed limit, but it's great for consumption because I can see when I do this, it doesn't use any regen and it doesn't use any power. So it's coasting till it gets back to the speed that you have set, which is good, I have to say. Very nice. Do you want to charge for free? Of course you do. And how can you do that? With Encharge. Encharge is an app, install it on your phone, and when you are at a charger, you rate the charger. And for this, you get kilometers and stars, and with these, you can exchange for charging credit. Use the link in the description below to get 20 kilometers to start with. I arrived with 31%, and this is my driving data. And if you want to see percentage wise, this time this is correct because this is with the start trip data, and since I didn't stop, this is still accurate. All right, we are back. I calculated the range and get to 434 kilometers at 110 with a lot of driving a bit faster and accelerating. Like I said already, I think the range would be more and consumption would be lower if I could have driven constant speed at 110. But it's nice weather, which is nice. Also, the battery cooling in the beginning with 1.4 kilowatt was also in there in this consumption. So if you just go into the car and drive, and if you didn't charge, then of course again you have better range and better consumption. If you want to compare range results, there's a link in the description to a Google spreadsheet where all my tests are in there. But that's it for me. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.